From real estate
affects the market as a whole, which then sometimes will affect the tenant.
Right. It'll come in.
to real life.
We all learn in different ways. If you think about it, Wayne Dyer might not attract everybody.
And everything in between.
Mission was really to help people just to reach their full potential.
The Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
So this is the 250th episode. Doesn't it seem like it was just yesterday that it was the 200th episode?
That's righty. And all these walls were gray.
Yes, it's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything's so different, right?
Very humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Remember when you first started, I was not even part of this.
No,
I think you started
no.
in the
No,
pandemic, right?
Yeah, I started in my bedroom with a microphone, this mixer, and my laptop. That was it. It was just me, and I was doing streaming. What I did, I would call people. The first guest was Justin Perella, and I had said to him, "Look, do you mind being a guinea pig?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." And he did, and he did it, and that was the first show. That's how it started. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know. How long I'd be doing it. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things. You just do it. And I was bored, like everybody else was during COVID. There's a lot of stories we've heard over 250 episodes. How many times have we heard, well, during COVID is when I started, doing this. Yeah. It's a very common thing.
Yeah, it was a prompter for a lot of people to explore, something new to do. And,
Absolutely.
look at where you are now.
But it's funny how we pieced the studio together. You know what I mean? It used to be like just gray, and then it went from gray to and it was one camera. I'll never forget the first time that you did when you did the show. You did it for me. I said, "Hey, I'd like to have just like one show a month, be very professional, and have the video and all that stuff." Because I used to just set up an actual
webcam,
like a little webcam, right? Little webcam, and I would record it that way. And it was basically, that's the way it went. And then you showed me what it would look like. You little teaser. You showed me what it would look like done well.
Yeah.
And I've never gone back since. And then it was once a month. Then it was let's do twice a month. And now it's
and now even after I started doing it, just adding, the set design to all the decoration that you put up.
Yeah.
Everything in the wall. I think that it adds that touch of personality and stories too.
The stories, I think, because people do come in and ask, right? I mean, people go and say, "What's that? What's that?" And they want to know why there's a thing of mustard on the wall,
Right.
And there's
a bone.
There's a
teeth,
bone. That's
there's
right.
everything here.
That's so true. We got Bro Glow in here. We've got books. We actually have more books than this. We just can't put them all up.
That's right.
But it's kind of interesting, how it's evolved.
Yeah,
but I like it. I always feel like it feels like home when we're here. So we've had 250 guests. Probably out of those 250, you've been involved in probably almost 200 of them. I'm thinking like the first 45 to 50, or maybe on my own, or kind of combination things like that. But so it's probably almost 200 that we've done together.
Yeah.
Pretty well. And that's amazing too, how that's evolved.
Yeah.
I mean, it evolved, you being more a part of the show has evolved from just, there was a couple times I asked you a question and I said, "Hey, what do you think of that?" And you hear this voice in the background.
Yeah.
So we did that for a while, and I kind of liked the way that went. And then I was like, "Wait a minute, why don't we just get you a microphone?"
Yeah, that's righty. That's right.
And I think it's fun.
Yeah, I like it. Here I am taking over.
Yeah. By the way, this is the 250th and last show for me. It's now called the Hugo Show.
200. I remember too that the name changed too.
Oh yeah.
That it was not the Brad Weisman Show.
No.
Yeah.
It was Real Estate and You.
But tell me that. Tell us. I mean, for the audience, for the new listeners, the show used to be called Real Estate and You. But tell me about the prompter. To make that transition into a new name.
I think that when that happened, and we had an awesome guest on, he had just come off the Super Bowl as a quarterback and was retiring, and it's Chad Henne, and he's a local star here. And we brought him into the studio. You remember that?
Yeah,
and it was just getting difficult trying to wedge real estate into the conversation. Even though you didn't have to, but when the show is called Real Estate and You just feel like you got to wedge real estate into it somehow. And I remember doing that. I remember thinking when I was talking to Chad, how am I going to? So I did a spin on, he's a Super Bowl champion coming back to his hometown. So that was the spin on real estate. And we struggled with this even before Chad. We struggled with, we're starting to do a lot more than real estate because it's really tough to do a show for 4 weeks out of a month on just real estate.
Yeah.
Things don't sometimes change that much.
Yeah.
So, so I think the process was basically, we talked about changing the name for like 6 months to a year.
Right, yeah.
And, we went through, remember we had different names too. Remember you came up with a list of names. I did.
That's
Susie
right.
did.
That's
Susie
right.
Susie Ray Design is a big part of the show.
That's
Tony
right.
Stevens is a big part of the show. And a lot of that comes from, we just sat around. We're like, okay, what should we call the show? And every time we came up with a name, we felt like we were pigeonholed into doing something a certain way.
Yeah, limited and not be able to diversify it.
Exactly. And once again, you would have to make sure that it works within the confines of the name.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened. And then eventually it took a lot for me. I did a lot of thinking at nighttime. And finally I remember saying, that's it. We're pulling the plug. It's going to be changed this day. We came out with a whole show about making the change and it worked out great.
That's right.
And that's when it became the Brad Weisman Show. Yeah.
How about that shirt that you're wearing there?
Yeah, this shirt
you
here.
Were telling me, I like it.
You like it? Yeah, there's a volume switch on the back so I can turn it down a little bit.
That's funny. You need to wear sunglasses.
Yeah, I know. You want to? Oh, I left mine upstairs. But no, I was thinking about. I want to do something that when people look at the shows, when I'm wearing a weird shirt, not my typical plaid, that means I'm celebrating something.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have different things to celebrate. We have our 250th episode. Okay. We also, not that we want to celebrate this, but we want to celebrate the people that perished during the last week was the 9/11 memorial and all that stuff. And we just had a guest on, actually that was 2 weeks ago. There was a guest on that his father perished in the 9/11 Twin Towers.
That's right.
David Ferrugio. And so, we're just thinking of that. And I thought, okay, that's another reason to wear something patriotic.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, 250th year of our country is next year. 2026, we are 250 years old as a country.
That's right.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. That's cool, though. I like it. I like it.
So, and I've always been patriotic.
Yeah.
So, speaking of patriotic, we've had a World War II vet on here.
Oh, that was one. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That was my favorite story.
Yeah.
Just to hear him
Matt
talk.
Gutman.
Matt Gutman.
He was, I think, either 99 or just over 100. And unfortunately, he passed since that episode aired. If you get a chance, you want to look up Tyler Boland, and he's he was the guy that brought the World War II vet, and he's brought another one to us also before. Don't recall his name, but Matt Gutman was here, and just an amazing stories. If you want to hear some World War II stories, man, that was a great show, great episode.
Yeah, I remember he brought a sword that he just walked into a Japanese. You give me that.
Yeah, give me the sword.
Yeah,
because he didn't want it. He knew that the guy could use it.
Yeah,
the guy could use it. And he wanted to get it away from him. But those were great stories. I mean, that's pretty amazing that he was in this studio. So that's
what are some of the stories that either impactful or hilarious? Because there's some fun.
Oh, there's some great ones. I mean, the one that stands out for me that had me laughing so much was Dr. Nate Tiedekin, my buddy. He's an orthopedic surgeon, and he had that story. And you have to listen to the show. At the end of the show, he told the story about getting his hair cut.
Yeah.
I go to this one place and I get a haircut. I come back and my wife's like, "Ooh, it's not a good haircut."
That's right.
And that is just a hilarious story because the haircut was terrible. And he goes back into that salon, remember? And the guy that cut it was there. And it was just that story. You got to hear it. It's just a great story. And Nate is great at telling stories. Also, he's great. He's a great doctor. He's a great person. So he was a good guest to have on, a great guest to have on. We'll have him back. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like that.
That
was hilarious.
I was also thinking, you look at how many people have been on here several times. Pete obviously is on every month, right?
Pete, yeah,
every month.
I love the pre-show. The pre-show
pre-shows are funny.
Yeah.
I think if we ever aired the pre-show, we would all be, stopping the show, right? No, we always have a good time. It's always a good time laughing and getting together with Pete. He always has great information. But what's interesting, there's somebody else that's been on, not as much as Pete, but has been on frequently. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136. Stephanie Taramina from Have Some Fun Today.
That's true.
And we have her hat back here. She's represented in the studio. But she's been on probably 3 or 4 times.
4 times.
I think it's 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. 3 here in the studio, and I think
one
you
with me
had her,
before. Yeah. So we always love having her on.
Yeah.
Be great to have her on again. Obviously, she was awesome. And I think what's really cool is that over time, we really kind of done a good job with a 50-50 of some out of the area, some in the area. We've made an effort to make sure we can keep local involved, but also reach out beyond local and have people from California. We had somebody from Australia on, had people from Germany.
True.
That one guy, no, he was in Germany, I think was the one guy. But yeah, that's that. So I have to ask you, what do you think? What do you think about the progress of the show?
I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see, and from the beginnings until now, as we celebrate this 250th episode, it makes me think about where we're gonna head next, right? Because it's been exciting. It's pretty cool. It's been really nice.
Yeah, and it's funny because like how you've like been worked into it, and now when I say your name out, like when I'll say something like, yeah, and we like when Hugo's on, we like when he says something, I think
Did you get comments? Did you get comments?
Oh my
on the
gosh,
show?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. The comments I get are not mostly. They're not always just on social media and things like that. A lot of them are just when I'm out in public.
Oh, okay.
I was just at the Wawa recently, and if you're not from around here, it's like a convenience store. And I was going in to grab, I think, a cup of coffee or something like that. And it was just funny how a guy that I hadn't seen in years sees me, hey, Brad. And then I'm like, hey, what's up? And I go over to his car and he goes, and we were talking, just kind of catching up with him. He goes, by the way, he goes, I listen to every single episode. Now, here's a person that I haven't seen in a long time, probably years. And he's like, he knows the episodes. I mean, he was very much into it. He's like, yeah, just keep doing it, man. It's so entertaining. I listen to every one of them. So it's just cool that I've gotten that many times where people are like, by the way, I really love the show. By the way, I really love the show. And sometimes they'll mention your name and just say, how it's cool that you're bringing that element into it. And that's cool. And I appreciate it. In fact, if you're listening to this show, please comment, please say stuff. The more you can comment, the more you can tell us what you like and don't like, the better the show will be.
Yeah, we like that feedback, and it's
Absolutely.
necessary too.
It's very much so.
It's always welcome.
Very much so. Yeah. So let's go over some of the other. I was kind of going over this, and it was interesting looking at the guests and some of them. We had Owen Estalis on. I mean, he's an actor, big actor. He's been in some big movies, and he's been on here twice.
Is he the most famous guest we had? What would you say?
That's tough to say. I'd say, Chad Henne was at that moment, and still to this day, he's won 2 Super Bowls. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
I think Owen Estalis is definitely right there with him. I mean, Owen was, the movies he was in was directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much bigger than that, that you can go. And the interesting thing is that he was playing a young J.D. Vance, who is now our vice president of the United States.
That's right.
That was who he was portraying as a young boy.
That was based on his book.
Based on his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So I'd say him. Who else? Jeffrey St. Aramon. I mean,
that's true.
He's on Selling Manhattan or Owning Manhattan. Owning Manhattan, Selling Manhattan. I can't think of the name.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those. Owning Manhattan, Selling Manhattan.
Serhant.
And so Michael Serhant, that's his show. But what's his name? Jeffrey is on it.
Yeah.
And we had him on twice.
That's true.
We had him on before he was on that show, and we had him on again after that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you definitely want to check out that episode. Those were pretty good because he gave us some inside information on the drama on that reality show, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was cool. It was fun. So yeah, it's and some of the ones that I wasn't expecting or didn't really know who they were, which really blew my mind and really made an impression on me. Sylvia the Justo.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if she's listening, I'm sure she will. If we tell her that she was mentioned in here, she'll want to hear what we said. Hi, Sylvie. No, but she is one of those people that was not on my radar. I didn't really know her, and she's incredible.
Yeah.
Really incredible. I think she definitely was. It was one of those times where you're like, I am so glad I'm doing this.
Yeah, and you know what? As you were saying that, I remember that we first had her remotely, I think, on the streaming, and then
yes, absolutely.
She stopped by the studio, and that was pretty cool to meet her and see her.
We did. We had her on remotely, and then she was kind enough. She was in New York doing something, and then she was going to go to Philly to speak. And she said, I'm going to be in that area. And I'm like, okay, you want to come in, do it. And then she did. And it was great. We had her on 2 times in a very short period of time.
Yeah, yeah. And
cool.
we went to see her the next day, too.
Went to see her the next day down in Philly. She spoke there, and she was very dynamic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great speaker.
Yeah.
She has that thing. You know, that thing when she walks in a room, you can tell she's the
aura, presence.
Yes, as a presence. Absolutely. It's energy.
Yeah.
We were talking about that with somebody else recently, about the energy that people have on them. I think that was with the most recent show. I'm trying to think of his name right now, and I can't think of I don't have it here in front of me. It was Adam Brower. The spiritual realtor.
Oh, yeah, that's
the spiritual realtor. He was
Burning,
amazing. Saging and staging. Yes.
The saging and staging.
No, but he talked about the energy. Remember the energy of the house?
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Boy, if you're selling your house, that's a good one to listen to, just to see if there's maybe bad energy in your house. If you had went through a divorce or something bad happened,
there were some stories there. Yeah,
do some saging.
Cool stories too, yeah.
Great stories,
right.
yes, really good stories. So, what sticks out for you? Give me some of the ones that you really that stick out for you.
Sylvie was pretty cool. It was cool to meet her too. Scoggins.
He was just on recently. Stephen Scoggins was really good.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
I think he has the record now for the longest show. I think.
Yes, I think it was almost 45 minutes.
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah, that's funny. I never thought of that record for the longest show.
Yeah, I think it's Stephen Scoggins. It was cool to see the cane. I remember when we had the canines here too. We had them twice. I think. Yeah. But I was so surprised and amazed at how big the dogs were. Big. It felt, I
remember they were on the microphone. Remember that? That was great.
That's right.
No, that was cool. And Susie's the one that brought them in. Susie Lysick. That was a good one.
The bro glows was pretty cool. The guys, because I remember they got you out here into the chair and they
oh my gosh, yeah, those guys are cool. So it's Tom, Jaron, and Joe, and they were great.
Yeah,
and they were on Shark Tank. Remember?
Yeah.
They were on Shark Tank, came in here right after they aired on Shark Tank. And I'm still I just ordered more.
There it is.
Just ordered more. It's right here. Right here
go.
is the product. And I got to tell you, I love it. My wife loves it. My daughter uses it. Totally non-toxic and gets you a nice little color.
That was cool.
Yeah, they were really cool.
There was a gentleman too. I think his name is Boland.
Oh, yeah. Not Tyler.
Not Tyler. The attorney.
Brian Boland. Oh, my gosh.
Boland.
Yes. He was here and talked about wills.
Yeah, I think that just his information was very, very
absolutely
helpful. Yeah,
he was really good.
Pretty cool.
And that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a lot. Kevin Timochenko was a guy. I always wanted.
He's been in here twice.
Yes, he always wants to get into deep.
Oh yeah.
He wants to get deep.
He wants to get deep, and he wants to complain about things sometimes. But so true. Yeah, we have to put on. I might have to have the button for the F-bomb maybe with him. I don't know. But he's
unfiltered Kevin.
Yeah, he's so successful, so involved in the community. Metropolitan Properties, or Metropolitan Group. They do a great job. You know what's funny too? Recently. We had a musical guest before, and it was Kono Nation, which was she was in here. Remember?
That's right. Yeah, Morgan Konopelski.
Yeah, Konopelski. Yes, but she never performed. Then we decided, okay, we're going to have somebody perform. So we had Maggie Marr in here.
Yeah,
and that was our first live music show.
Yeah.
Remember, she performed 2 shows. One at the beginning, one at the end. We did a little extra at the end. She was phenomenal.
Yeah, very cool voice.
Yes, very good voice.
Pick up her guitar and.
When all was said and done, I lost a part of me. 'Cause I was chasing dreams like their reality.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. So I'm trying to think of I'm saying some other things that we did. Also I wanted to say is thanking the audience for listening.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be doing it if they always say
if nobody was listening.
If nobody was listening, that's right. My mom always listens. So, but it's funny that if nobody listened, let me go back. I hear a lot of podcasters say this. If you're changing one person's life, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
So if we have a guest on. Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system. that makes an impression, and it doesn't have to change their life, but it helps them either A, buy a house, sell a house, if it helps them with their orthopedic issues, if it helps them with their their mindset. We just had a mindset person on here talking about that. Ryan Gottfredson, I think, was the one that was all about the mindset. If we can help somebody in those areas, and it's only one person, you're changing everything.
And it's all work.
You know, Ed Milet talked about that today on a podcast I was listening to from him. His dad was an alcoholic, and his dad went clean when Ed was 15 years old. If his dad wouldn't have gone clean, Ed Milet would probably not be the Ed Milet that we all know today.
Yeah.
He now affects millions and millions and millions of people every week on his podcast, okay? The thing he says, the person that I don't know who to thank, who is the person that saw my dad hit rock bottom and say to him, you need help?
Yeah.
That person is responsible for all that Ed Milet has impacted the world. So one person that doesn't even know what they did.
That's right.
They don't even know. Like, we don't even know when we're doing the show.
Yeah.
If we impact somebody, maybe they won't do something they were going to do, or maybe they're going to do something they were thinking about doing, you know, stepping out of their comfort zone. I think it's just an amazing thought.
Cool.
And really amazing thought. So, you know, that's why it's really important that no matter who you are in your life, you have something to give. You have something to give to everybody, because you don't know when you're going to influence somebody at that right second that makes a difference in their life.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
So
now
cool stuff.
let me ask you, like, who's on your wish list for guests? Like, you know,
Ed Milet.
Ed
Milet.
Send him a message.
Ed
right
Milet. We'd like you on the show. He's phenomenal. I mean, he speaks from the heart. He's got great topics. He's lived a lot of it. You know, he's gone through some tough times. You know, he's definitely a mentor of mine. Yeah. Definitely a mentor.
That's
you know,
right.
and I listen to him pretty much every day, almost every day. I listen to some of his
just send
material.
him a message. See what
I will.
see what he
Absolutely.
says,
And there's also, we did talk, we actually were trying to get on the coffee bean guy. I forget his name
yes.
right now.
What was his name?
It's not Adam, is it? No, it's, I forget his name right now.
It's,
Can't remember it.
I can't remember it.
He's the author of the Coffee Bean. I've been
yeah.
in touch with him, and probably if I know his name, maybe he would come on the show. I hope he doesn't listen to this.
We know his name.
I know.
It's just
it
doesn't come
Nate,
right now.
Nate,
No,
something,
no.
not Nate. No, we'll come up with it at some point.
Yeah.
We'll actually fudge it into the show. No, but I'd like him to come on, because I saw him live. Speaks, has great topics. Went to jail from drugs and things like that, and he's got a great story to tell of coming from adversity and really making it what he's doing today and saving people's lives, changing people's lives. That's what's cool. That's the best thing about the show. Is I listen to every single show when I'm editing out the ums and things like that, and making sure that there's nothing stupid that anybody said. And most of the time, it's pretty much what you hear. It's one shot. That's right. And it's just neat to listen back, because a lot of times when I'm doing this, I hear it, but it doesn't sink in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can hear something, but it doesn't mean you're actually really letting it sink in. Let it soak in. So what's nice is when I'm listening to the shows, I'm editing the shows, I get a chance to really let it sink in. And what's interesting about that is sometimes I walk away from here and go, man, that was a great show. Great show. I love that. And I'll get it home and I'll be like, it was okay. It was good.
Yeah.
And then there's sometimes I'm like, man, I think if I would have said this, or would have said this, or would have answered this question, or would have asked this question. Those are the ones sometimes I get home and go, this is a damn good show, man. This is a damn good show.
It's like when you're arguing with your spouse, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
And 5 minutes later, you think about the perfect answer. Right?
Exactly. That's so true. Yeah. You know what that is? That's called calmer minds prevail. And my partner, Mark
it even has a name. Huh?
Calmer minds prevail. So if you just calm down, your brain will work and you'll be able to say the right things. But when you get all excited and stressed out and your energy goes up, your mind doesn't work then. It's like a fight or flight type situation. So
something that I just thought of that was pretty cool too was when we were doing those stories with Brandon. Real estate stories.
Yes.
What was that called?
Oh my God, what was that called?
We gave it a name. It was a segment.
We did give it a name.
Show.
Hold on, I actually had that here somewhere. It was. Hold on. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me crazy. It was. Hold on. It wasn't beyond. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
No, it wasn't Beyond Closed Doors.
No. Oh yeah, behind closed doors. No, behind closed doors or something like that. Yes, I think that's what it was.
Real estate stories.
Yes. It was so fun. Remember that?
Yeah.
And we had some good stories that came out of that. Really good stories.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
We had Wes Mucky on here, the pottery guy to the stars. Remember, he made Ozzy Osbourne, all kinds of. Remember all the stars he made pottery for? It was incredible.
That's true.
That was a good show.
Presidents.
Presidents, 3 presidents, I think, 3 or 4. Incredible.
Right. Yeah.
So who do you want to see on the show?
Oh man, there's so many cool people. Probably I will say, probably Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I like Steve.
He is funny.
Yeah.
He's also a good speaker too.
Yeah, that's what
speaker.
I was thinking, because not many people are familiar with that aspect, with that facet of him. Many people know him as a comedian, but he's a great speaker as well. Great
speaker.
Story. Yeah,
great storyteller. And that's what I think. The more I do this, the more that I want to be able to do is be able to tell more stories after I hear the stories. You know,
Kevin Hart from Philly.
Kevin Hart would be great. That's good. You got some good ones. Yours are all funny. Which is funny because you love jokes.
I love jokes. I think that medicine is the best. It's just the best. Laughter is the best medicine. Yeah, and I really enjoy it. It is the best medicine unless you have diarrhea. Then it's probably not.
Probably not so much.
Or surgery.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, if you have like some kind of surgery, not good for laughter.
That's
not good
righty.
for laughter.
That's
That's
righty.
funny. That's really funny. So what else do we want to say yet? I don't know if there's. I think
just thank you.
Thank everybody for
Yes.
watching. Thanks for the guests that come on and take their time. We've had some guests, fly in. We've had guest Stephen Scoggins. He flew in from down south. We've had guests drive from New York, from Philly. We've had all kinds of guests. We've had all kinds of people. And just great people. And I got to say, out of 250 guests, there's probably only been 1 or 2, and they weren't from locally, that I couldn't wait till the show was over.
I was thinking, who was the youngest? Who has been the youngest guest so far?
The youngest guest?
Yeah.
Probably my son.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, probably my son.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the youngest. Other than that,
and Matt will be the oldest, right? Matt Gutman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because he was either 99 or 101.
Yeah.
There was one that was 99, one was 101. It's just crazy. Oh, Johnny Pash too, my buddy from Beverly Hills.
Oh yes,
he's a realtor out in Beverly Hills. I'm just kind of looking through the names here now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, also Justin Shank from the move.
Just now, Grow Now. What is the
Growth Now movement?
Growth Now movement.
Yeah,
yes.
Growth Now movement. He's been on. He's got a major podcast going on there. Robin Jones from Berks County Living was here. Just so many good people, so much fun. But I just want to say thanks, for listening to the show. This is the 250th episode. It's funny. We'll be doing 300th, in less than a year because we do one a week.
That's right.
And
that's true.
Yeah, it's less than a year. So it's we want to keep growing it. We want more comments. If you can help us out in making more comments, suggesting guests. I would love to have more musical guests. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Because of my musical background, I would love to have more music guests. So I think that's a goal for the next 50 episodes.
Send us some names. Some names.
Local guests, or even if it's streaming too, that's fine. But I would like to have more of that, and also just more about self-development, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then of course we do real estate once a month with Pete. Yeah.
That's
so because that's my life. That's my life. So I want to thank you, Hugo, for helping make the show so awesome. You do such a great job, and you're now a big part of the show, which is great. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. We'll see you in 50 more episodes, right?
See you later.
All right. That's about it. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the show for 250 episodes. We'll call it Reminisce and Reflect. How's that? All right. That's about it. Thanks for watching the show every Thursday at 7 p.m.